Before America was a nation, it was a vast, untamed land, stretching endlessly.
Across its plains, millions of animals roamed freely, part of a natural balance that had existed for centuries. And among them lived diverse indigenous peoples, deeply connected to the land, moving with its rhythms.
They built communities, shared traditions, and passed down knowledge through generations.
To them, this land was not something to own, but something to belong to. Complex societies rose, trading, building, and shaping the world around them in ways often forgotten.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed across the Atlantic, seeking a new route to Asia.
Instead, he revealed an entirely unknown continent to Europe. Soon, Spain, France, and England began claiming land. Exploration quickly turned into colonization. In 1607, Jamestown became England's first permanent colony.
In 1620, settlers arrived aboard the Mayflower voyage, seeking religious freedom.
But expansion brought disease, conflict, and displacement. By the 1700s, 13 colonies had grown along the eastern coast. But British control tightened, especially through taxation.
Colonists demanded representation in government.
Protests spread across cities like Boston. By 1775, tensions erupted into armed conflict.
The American Revolution had begun.
The colonies fought for independence. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. A new nation was born, the United States. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase doubled the nation's size. Americans pushed westward in search of land and opportunity. The journey was dangerous and uncertain. Yet hope drove families forward. But expansion brought conflict with native tribes. In the 1830s, the Trail of Tears displaced thousands. Many lost their lives along the journey. Growth came at a human cost.
By 1861, the nation was divided over slavery.
The American Civil War began.
North fought South in a brutal war. Over 600,000 lives were lost.
With malice toward none, with charity for all, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds.
In 1865, the war came to an end.
And slavery was abolished, redefining the nation's future. After 1865, the era of Reconstruction began, as the nation struggled to rebuild and redefine itself.
Millions of formerly enslaved people began new lives, facing both freedom and uncertainty.
By the late 1800s, the Industrial Revolution transformed the nation. Railroads connected distant regions, accelerating trade and expansion. Cities grew rapidly, reshaping how Americans lived and worked. Millions of immigrants arrived, seeking opportunity in a changing nation. But industrial growth came with harsh labor and inequality.
By 1900, America had become an industrial power.
In 1917, the United States entered World War I, stepping onto the global stage. The war reshaped international power and America's role within it. But the Great Depression of 1929 brought economic collapse and widespread hardship.
In 1941, the attack on Pearl Harbor pulled America into World War II.
The nation mobilized, fighting across multiple fronts. In 1944, Allied forces launched the D-Day invasion.
By 1945, the war ended, and America emerged as a global superpower.
But the use of atomic weapons marked the beginning of a new, dangerous era.
After the war, the Cold War began, shaping decades of tension. Competition extended beyond Earth, into space. In 1969, humans walked on the moon, marking a historic achievement.
It symbolized technological dominance and global influence. In 1950s, the civil rights movement demanded change.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
By the 1960s, major laws began to reshape equality.
America continued to grow economically and technologically.
Today, the United States stands as a global power. Shaped by its past, challenged by its present, and still writing its future.